On November 23rd, Guerrilla Games launched their in-depth podcast on the Horizon universe. As of this video, there have been 2 episodes released from the GAIA Cast, the first focusing on Aloy, and the second on the events of the 21st century. Both were immensely interesting, offering some fascinating insights from those instrumental in bringing HZD to life. I highly recommend that you give these 2 a watch for yourself, but for those who want to skip straight into some of the new information we've gained from these discussions, let's recap my top 4 highlights from the GAIA Cast so far. Number 1. The opening sequence featuring baby Aloy was intended to be playable. Rather than being a cutscene, there was a pitched version of this beginning, placing the player in control of Rost, then later changed to Aloy, being able to take in the surroundings of HZD's primal world from a first-person perspective. But this was later changed to the third-person cinematic that is featured in the game, both due to technical difficulty and that the devs felt the third-person perspective delivered the desired effect they wanted to see from the scene. 2. Rost is dead. Though this seems apparent, there are many in the Horizon community that still hold out hope that Rost was able to survive the explosion atop Allmother Mountain. However, this was essentially put to rest as narrative director Ben McCaw was asked, was there a scenario where Rost may have survived? To which he replied, no, there really wasn't, elaborating on the fact that after the proving, the character had no further purpose to serve to the story after that event, akin to characters like Ned Stark in Game of Thrones or Obi-Wan Kenobi in A New Hope. 3. The Rise of Machine Dominance. During the second episode, Guerrilla community manager Anne brought up a rather obscure piece of lore I was excited to hear more about, concerning the Naysay Doom cult. What we had come to know from the few data points concerning the group is that in 2039, the group and its most notorious member, Margaret Choi, engineered a viral cocktail known as the Doom Plague that scourged London, Moscow, New York, Shanghai, and Tokyo. Though we knew this to be tragic, we only learned from the cast the true scope of the attack, placing the death toll in the millions. Beyond the human cost, we also learned this event had wide-sweeping effects, even impacting Horizon's 31st century, principally in the following regulation of genetic testing pre-Zero Day. McCaw also elaborates on the nanotech disaster referenced in the data point We Were Indonesia, adding further depth and detail to the event of an environmental cleanup effort of the clawback gone wrong. We learned that the nanotech used for the project suffered a replication error, leading to widespread respiratory infections of thousands upon thousands in the area. This leads to additional regulations in the field of nanotechnology. With both fields of genetics and nanotech being slowed due to these events, this would lead to robotics being the dominant technology of the last era of humanity. Though we do see some advancements in genetics in such efforts like the Eleuthia subfunction and nanotech in the Ferroswarm's bioconversion capabilities, the lack of regulation in robotics led to that particular technology being the cornerstone of Project Zero Dawn. And 4. Far Zenith and Zero Dawn's relationship. We know from the lore that as Zero Day approached, 2 principal efforts were being made to ensure life would endure after the Pharaoh Plague had run its course: Project Zero Dawn and the Odyssey Project. While Zero Dawn worked to ensure Earth would be reborn, the Odyssey and its parent organization Far Zenith worked towards bringing life to a planet beyond our solar system. We knew that these organizations shared resources to ensure the best chance for each other's success, principally concerning Apollo and Eleuthia. However, we now know that this partnership wasn't entirely altruistic. Despite sharing technologies, it was revealed that each was really trying to get the better arrangement out of the other. Experts in specific fields were highly sought after by both parties, spurring competition over these essential individuals. In this, the relationship was not completely friendly, but McCaw states that no one from Zero Dawn felt so far as to wish failure on the Odyssey despite these issues. I find this interesting as it may cast doubt on the validity of Far Zenith's telemetry indicating the Odyssey was destroyed, but we'll need more information to confirm if this was indeed the case. Overall, both of these episodes have been really wonderful. The writers and community managers have all been very insightful and inquisitive concerning the lore, characters, and narrative choices that went into the first game. As stated before, these were only a few revelations that stuck out to me, adding clarity and details to some of the subjects I find most fascinating. But be sure to listen for yourself. Links for both episodes will be in the description. The next Gaia Cast will be focusing on Zero Dawn specifically, and I can't wait to see what we find out next. And that brings our journey to an end. If you'd like to see more content like this, likes and shares are always appreciated, and if you're hungry for more Horizon lore, be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of our lore library. Also consider supporting the channel on Patreon to help us create more content just like this. Check out the link in the description. And as always, thanks for watching, and keep questing.